Next up, I want to talk about programs that have been out for a couple months, but they're now becoming more and more prevalent in the market. And these are cash buyer programs, and you can hear them referred to as power buyers out there in the industry. And let me share my screen real quick. What this is, Chuck, can you unmute yourself as well? So what this is the ability to turn your buyer's offer into a cash offer. So it takes qualified buyers who are going to get some sort of a loan, a conventional loan, an FHA loan, a VA loan, and they're submitted an offer. It allows you to submit their offer without a financing contingency. So you can submit their offer as a cash offer with the assurance that is going to close in the event that their loan doesn't close on time, or they're struggling, or they need to sell another house, or whatever it is. Okay, so these are called power buyers. These are not iBuyers that are going to flip the property to your client. Okay, so they're buying the property on behalf of your client, and they are selling it back to your client at the same cost. Now, there is a fee associated with it, which we'll talk about. There's different fees for different programs that are in town, but it's pretty cheap fees, and Chuck will comment on that here in a moment. So the opportunity is a couple fold, and I'll talk about that, but you can help you can help get more listings out of it. You can help your buyers close faster, more stress-free, whatnot, alleviate some timing when they have to when they have to sell a house in order to buy a house. So in order to eliminate the sales contingency of their house, so you're just making things a lot more efficient and giving you guys an advantage in the marketplace. Okay, now I happen to speak with let me get into the programs that are in our market. Okay, so there are various programs out there. There's a couple more companies that have not hit Florida yet, had not hit our market yet, but these three that you see on the board are actually doing business in our market. Now, the top one here, Homeward, I happen to have spoken with and be friends with the first agent in Tampa that used them. Okay, and I spoke with him about that process, and he could not speak highly enough of how simple it is. And the basic process is you go and you register your buyer, and this is similar to all three companies. And Chuck will talk about Ribbon in a moment, but it's similar to all three companies where you go and you register your buyer on their platform. So you get registered on their platform. It's all free. It doesn't cost anything. You register then your buyer on the platform to get that and submit their pre-approval letter, and then the company approves them, and then you submit the property as well, and the company will approve the property. Now, you don't have to wait to put an offer in to get the property approved. But what happens is that they're going to require you to have, the companies are going to require you to have some sort of inspection contingency in there. Typically it's 5 days or more, which allows them, while your buyer is getting their inspection, it allows the company to also do their due diligence on the property. So Homeward is one of them. I spoke with representatives from Homeward actually this morning. They want to do a partnership with us. And they want to do live trainings in our office and things like that. So the anticipation is that we will be having live trainings from one or all or several or all of these companies, both Homeward and Ribbon. I know we've been in contact with about getting trainings in the office and whatnot. And there are lots of different, several different programs that they all have that allow different scenarios. Now, some of them have different fees. Some of them are farther along with their programs or whatnot. Some of them have easier platforms to use and whatnot, but they all have value out there, okay? So Homeward is a power buying company with a competitive cash buy before you sell programs. So that means that if you have to sell a property, that allows you to take your buyer and go put an offer in on that new property that they're going to buy without the contingency of selling their own home. And the reason you're able to do that is because Homeward steps in as the buyer for that property. And Homeward will go up to $3 million, which is the highest in our marketplace that I'm aware of these companies. They will go up to $3 million in a purchase price. And the way it basically works is the The company steps in, they buy the property, and then you have a period to get your buyer pre-qualified, and or if they have to sell one of their properties, they sell their property, and or if it's just a refinance or getting financing to take out that power buyer, they can do that. And there's a fee. It's usually about 1% to 3%. 2% is the normal fee for doing this. Now, what happens in that medium time when after Homeward or Knock or Ribbon or whatnot has bought the property, and before your buyer closes on it, their buyer is paying rent, okay, or accruing rent rather. And the reps from Homeward, when I spoke to them, and I didn't realize this, they do not actually charge the buyer cash out of pocket. So while they may be accruing rent, the buyers are not paying the company rent. It's just added to their closing, and it gets paid at their closing. Okay, so that's another advantage to the company. So if it takes them 3 months to sell their home and whatnot and have to pay rent for those 3 months, it's just rolled in the closing costs. Okay. The other thing that's important with these companies is that you're not paying double closing costs. So the power buyers are responsible for their closing costs when they buy, and then the buyer that you are representing is responsible for your closing costs when they buy. So you're not paying double closing costs. And there's also programs, I know with Ribbon, and Chuck can talk about that, where they some of the fees get rolled back in. So Homeward, homeward.com is their website, knock.com, and ribbonhome.com is there. So I've had personal experience speaking with agents that have closed with Homeward. Chuck, you have closed or worked with Ribbon, so I want you to talk about them a little bit.
So yeah, thanks, Kevin. So Ribbon is very similar. The Homeward, from what I understand, I know a little bit about that. It's owned by a bunch of Keller Williams agents, so that's kind of the history, the impetus for them. There's pros and cons to both programs. The Ribbon program, understand that is not a lender-specific program. You as realtors can sign up. If you want to get invited to the system, send me a message. I'll send you the invite so you can get on quick. Has nothing to do with me, no lender whatsoever. You as agents sign up with Ribbon. You can upload your clients directly to the site. If they're looking at a property and you found a home at 123 Ready Loan Way, and you want to get it vetted by them, once you registered with Ribbon, there's a little bit of you have to go through a little bit of a quick little class. It's nothing. It's very inconsequential just to learn about the program. You upload your buyer into there and the property address, and within 24 hours, they will give you a turnaround on what offer you can make on that house. Many times there's an appraisal gap built into it as well. So if you make an offer, say for $300,000, once they reviewed the property, they're going to tell you that you can offer as much to $310,000 and they will cover it. So for an appraisal deficiency, there's 3 different types of programs under the Ribbon umbrella. The first one is Ribbon Boost. That's the simplest of them all. It's literally where you just upgrade your offer to a cash offer. You, the client, will work simultaneous with whoever lender they want. They will simultaneously try to close that transaction. If they close on time, then all you pay is a 1% fee. The buyer does 1% fee for basically just having your offer boosted by the cash addendum that's accompanying with the offer. If you use the Ribbon Reserve, that's a little bit more expensive. The fees vary by state. In Florida, it's 2.75%. And the way that program works is that's a reserve. So in other words, it's similar. Let's say you have an upgrade. Somebody has a home, they're not quite ready to sell it, or they can't sell it because they don't have another home tied up yet. You can use Ribbon Reserve. Well, they will go out, buy the home for you, similar to what I just described. You upload the property in there, you get the purchase price that they're willing to back you on, and then they will buy the home in cash. You, as the buyer, you pay the deposits and you pay the Ribbon fee up front. That's essentially your earnest money. Your closing costs there's no closing costs on the transaction with the Ribbon's acquisition. They cover those. That's part of their whole process. Then you have up to 6 months to rent the home back. Fair market rent. It's nothing exorbitant, but it is fair market. So if you have a $300,000-$400,000 house, be prepared to have a pretty hefty, rent payment on that. And you have up to 6 months for you to sell the other asset, liquidate, and secure the loan. Again, whoever lender they use is irrelevant. They can go with anybody. You as a realtors are tethered to Ribbon, and you're tethering your clients to Ribbon directly, not a lender. That's Ribbon Reserve. Ribbon Rescue, which I had to use one last month. In this market, as you guys know, it's hyper competitive, especially in the Tampa market. I'm in multiple states, but this happened in Tampa. and the buyer made an offer without a contingency, yet they had a contingency. They had to sell their home. It did not close. So in fact, Chris Wink, we talked about this. We were going to use this on our guy. We ended up not having to do it, thankfully, but I did do it before. And what happened is they fell out. The buyers on their home fell out. They couldn't close. Ribbon Rescue did just that. It rescued the deal. They came in, 14-day close, bought the home in cash, and the buyers are essentially renting back from them until they actually get their home back on the market and sold. So that's Ribbon Rescue. That fee is higher, as you can imagine, because you're coming in after the fact and rescuing the deal. So that's anywhere from 2.5% to 3.25% in fees.
All right, Chuck, thank you so much. So we've got some firsthand testimonials on this stuff, guys. So one of the other things I wanted to show you is that when you go to their website, they've got a spectacular platform. So you need to register, and as an agent, you need to register, and then you register your buyers. But they have videos and whatnot on how to do all this kind of stuff, and it's pretty simple, actually. I don't know where the videos were. I had videos on here.
Kevin, once they sign up, it's literally their website is very state of the art. It's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you've got flyers on here that you can use. Here's the video, guys. But one of the videos is how to register, navigating their dashboard, and adding a buyer. It's actually you watch these videos, and it's really, really simple on how to add a buyer in their website.
And enter their current address.
Uploading their pre-approval letter and all that kind of stuff. So it's very, very user-friendly. We've witnessed firsthand deals getting saved from this program, and having these types of tools available for you. So very, very important. Now, with that said, I want to talk to you about kind of the next steps on what you can be doing to implement this right away. We are going to be doing trainings. Like I said, we're going to do it. Chuck actually said he can help facilitate the ribbon training. And Seth, by the way, who's on vacation right now, I do want to say that he is also acclimated with ribbon and qualified and whatnot with their program and whatnot. So between Homeward, with an actual direct partnership that they want to have with us, Knock and Ribbon, you're going to have plenty of training coming up, and either live or on Zoom that we're going to plug into our training calendar. But I want you guys to start registering right away. So what you guys can do right now is you need to, and let me share my screen here. So next steps for you guys, steps that you need to do right away. Okay. Determine which companies are active in your local market. I just handed that to you. So those 3 are active in our local market, and you can use any of those right now. Now, you have to determine what options are available, because some, like I said, there's a limit of 3 million on Homeward. I don't know what Ribbon's limit is, but there is going to be a cap on how high they'll go, and there might be some limitations on condos and HOAs and things like that. So you need to make sure that you are registering the properties, and they're blessing that property as soon as you know about which property it is, even if you've already got a contract on it or an offer in on it. Make sure that you're blessing that. And like Chuck said, it's only a 24-hour turnaround, so you've got time there to do that due diligence. But we've kind of done some of that for you. All right. Number 2, educate yourself on the various programs. They're all very, very similar, but they have slight variances and whatnot. So I know that Homeward does not do FHA right now, but Ribbon does do FHA right now. However, the reps for Homeward, who I was on the phone with 3 of their national reps this morning, and they said that they're rolling out an FHA program in Florida as the first market that they're going to test their FHA program, and it's going to roll out very, very quickly. So that's going to be available, but there's slight variances in cost and whatnot. Yeah, Chuck, go ahead.
So just to piggyback what you said, so everybody's got the information. So Ribbon will go up to 1 million. It's 100,000 minimum to 1 million. Fewer than 4 acres of land. It's got to be built between 1960 or newer or fully renovated. They will not take foreclosures. They won't take mobile or manufactured homes or short sales.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. So there's going to be some qualification, like Chuck just said, and that's fantastic. Thank you. Having Chuck as a resource and Seth as resources that are plugged into the program already and using it is very valuable to us. Okay, and these are all programs that started within the last 6 months, guys. I think Ribbon was like 6 or 8 months ago. Homeward just launched in Tampa in April, so 2 months ago. And once again, I'm friends with the first guy that ever closed with them. So anyway, so educate yourself in the company's programs, complete any required training. So get in on the websites right now. I just gave them to you. Get on the websites right now, and you can take a screenshot of this or whatnot, or picture. Homeward.com, knock.com, ribbonhome.com, and start registering yourself so that when you are available, when you have a situation come up, you're ready to go. All right. Reach out. Number 3, what you can do is, this should be triggering clients in your mind right now that you are working with and they were frustrated for various reasons. Okay. Frustrated. Reach out to buyers and sellers who feel that they can't compete because of their financing contingencies. So this could be an opportunity, just an opportunity to touch base and make them aware of it and say that you've got these tools available to you. So it could be an opportunity just to reach out to your client base and touch them, which we talk about doing regularly. And also for those of you that aren't on that fence, you can do that. Now, for the situation on sellers, the reason you want to reach out to your sellers is because there have been sellers who have been hesitant to sell because they didn't know where they were going to be able to buy. All right. And they were going to have to buy a property first and then sell their house and whatnot. So this is an opportunity to say, hey, we've got a program for you where you want to buy that new house and not have to worry about the sale of your house right away. We can help facilitate that for you. Okay. We've got a program that allows you to buy that property immediately and then worry about the sale of your house. And you don't have to time a simultaneous close and all that kind of stuff. All right. And if there is people that were concerned about having double payments and all that, whatnot, the whole purpose of them, at least Homeward, of them deferring those rent payments to closing of that refinance or I guess repurchase of that home is so that the clients aren't paying the mortgage and paying rent at the same time. They recognize that. So from a cash flow perspective, they've already solved that issue. Okay. So register on the websites, and then reach out to those buyers and sellers that may have been on the fence, and you can push them over the edge. Or even if they weren't on the fence, just educate them about the new programs so that you can have an excuse to talk to them and re-engage them and whatnot. Okay. Number 4, you can incorporate this into your listing presentations. So Dan talked earlier how we're going to have listing presentation classes, but don't even wait for that. Just start talking about this. Okay. Part of the sale of your property is we're going to help facilitate your next property that you're going to buy. All right. And it's a very smooth process. And we've got the tools to be able to do that for you. Okay. So your emails, your phone calls, your text messages, your social media posts, whatever it is, let them know that you have solutions for them in not only this very, very competitive market, but also on the buy side, but also things are getting a little more competitive on the sale side too. So as the market shifts, properties aren't getting 15 offers like they were before. So now you've got an additional tool available to you to use to help get buyers and sellers off the fence and push them through. That's the basics of the program. Yes, as Andy said, this section of our sales meeting will be posted to YouTube and put out there for everyone. So, Chuck, anything else to add on this? This is golden, Elvin says. Yes, it's golden. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah, no, it's great, guys. I just can't emphasize enough, though, guys. This is not lender specific. So, we're partners here. We're a family. I consider myself that. I'm happy to help you guys, talk you through on other deals. I am not looking for the loan. If you just have questions, don't feel like it's something you have to, avoid because, I want the loan. Guys, if you just have answers to it, you want to help me get signed up. I think somebody posted in the chat room, they have a relationship with somebody up at Ribbon. Guys, everybody up at Ribbon's fantastic. Obviously, this is their core competency. They're all good people. So if you need help, feel free to reach out regardless of which lender they go with. I'll answer any questions you've got.
And some of these programs, if they're utilized properly, the companies are refunding back those fees if you use their services. So I think through Chuck and whatnot, they can give. It's not it's not a lender credit. They're giving a seller credit on the buy side. So it's RESPA compliant or whatever, because they're allowed to do that. So they're trying to make it as simple as possible for these buyers. It's a great program, and it's pretty darn cheap, guys. These fees are super cheap on using these programs. So that's all I've got this month. I've got another presentation I was going to do on creating concierge services for your clients, but I'm going to just record that since we're running out of time on this. So anything else, Chuck? Anyone else on that program? Any questions about that program from anyone other than excellent reviews? No? Okay. All right. We will be posting this to the to YouTube. We'll be blasting this portion of the sales meeting out to you guys. Once again, fantastic month. Get out there, stay on top of the market, be very quick to respond to people. Okay. This is as markets shift, you have to be fast. All right. That's very important. I know you guys have experienced that in the past couple months and year, but be very fast. Be a solution seeker. Make sure that you're going above and beyond for your clients. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to say is you need to make sure that you're having very real and frank conversations with your clients. Okay, you need to be upfront about them. Don't sugarcoat what's happening in the market right now. Just be very upfront and say you've got the tools to service them and anticipate whatever hurdles that we're going to come up. So the appraisal hurdles that we've had in the past, we've got certain tools to mitigate that. By the way, these power buyer companies do have programs to mitigate appraisal gap issues. All right, so that's one of the other benefits to using them, is that mitigates appraisal gap issues. So act quickly, keep doing what you guys are doing. Make sure that your buyers are still encouraged to make strong offers. Even though the market's softening a little bit, it's still very competitive out there. So make sure that they're making very strong offers to keep you in the game and keep you guys going. If you need anything, please reach out to the office, reach out to myself, Dan, all the resources we have, and I appreciate all of you guys. And it's a pleasure serving you guys. So have a great month. Thank you guys. See ya.